Greetings and salutations to you all. Once again, it is me, the Ravenous Spectre, and this is another pickups video. So, let's go ahead and get started, shall we? The first one that I got here is The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Now, I always said that I wasn't going to bother to get any remasters or anything like that until they were dirt cheap. And that's exactly what this one had gotten to for me to be able to pick it up. I wanted a physical version. Sure enough, I ended up getting it. It was $20-some or something like that, I believe, altogether. Really been enjoying it. It's been one of the main games that I've been playing. I remember when I had it back on PS3 and it was glitchy and buggy as all hell. You know, those patches and things that Bethesda put out didn't help worth shit. So this one is a whole hell of a lot better. I haven't had any problems with it at all. I've had a couple crashes, and I think the reason for that is I'm playing a modded save file. I have a regular save file, but I also have a modded one, and that's the main one that I'm using for the mods that they have now on the PS4 version. And it's gorgeous. It honestly is. I mean, I haven't played it without the mods, but I have some graphical mods on there that really just bring out, like, the grass and the trees, and there's surreal lighting that I've put on there as well, and also like some new water effects and things of that nature. So yeah, it's definitely a sight to behold with those mods on there. I don't know how it looks without the mods. Now, I haven't really gotten into doing any of that. But the load times are so much quicker this time around. I mean, it's amazing how fast they load up now, and it's just it's one of my favorite games, and honestly, I'm really glad that I have it once again on something that actually works properly. Well, it's not the system itself; it's just the way that Bethesda had made it, obviously. But yeah, I also ended up getting it on PC when it first came out. Well, not when it first came out. I think it was sometime later. I got it really cheap as well because I really wanted to try it on PC and with mods and all that, considering I knew that Sony was basically gimping the PS4 version. I don't know if they fixed that or not. I'm not really sure because I put in quite a bit of mods and I haven't had any problem with it saying, "Oh, you can't download any mods anymore because you've filled up your mod space," or whatever the case may be. That hasn't happened, so hopefully that won't happen and I won't have to deal with that, and maybe it'll just stay as it is. But yeah, definitely enjoying this, and it's really great to get back into the world of Skyrim once again. I'm a little bit more toned down as of right now because I actually ended up trying to make this video earlier, and yeah, I messed up some things. Like, I ended up showing something that I already had shown in a previous video, and I was tripping over my words with a few things that I was trying to say and trying to get things together. So I was like, well, I'll just go ahead and start back over again. So surely enough, that's what I did. You know, the only thing was I was like 27 minutes in, and yeah, I don't really bother to edit my videos because I don't have an editing program for me to really be able to do it. But that's probably something that I really want to look into, so I don't have to, you know, deal with just doing it on the fly kind of deal. Anyways, the next one that I have here is Puyo Tetris. It is on Nintendo Switch as of right now. I heard it's going to be coming out on other systems as well, like Xbox One and PS4, and I think it's on PC, or will be coming out on PC or something. But you'll see that it's in a box here, and that's the reason, because there is collectible keychains on the inside of here. And actually, the past 3 purchases that I have made dealing with games have actually came from Walmart. And honestly, I may actually start I may actually start shopping there maybe a little bit more often when it comes to new games. Now, if you want to get new games at Walmart, that's understandable, but never buy any games there that are maybe a year old or 2 or 3 years old, whatever the case may be, because they don't know jack squat about how to lower the prices on their games that are some odd years old. They don't know how to do it. They just don't. You know, places like Amazon and eBay, people know what they're selling it for. The prices drop. They have sales, all this other stuff. Even GameStop themselves end up doing it, you know, obviously with used game sales and whatnot, but even newer ones too. You know, they end up dropping down the price. And Walmart doesn't do that. They talk about everyday low prices, but they sure as hell don't do that with games that are like 3 years old, 2 or 3 years old. I mean, come on, man. I ended up seeing a bin that had games all thrown in there like they always do. A game that was like 3, 4, 5 years old or whatever, like $20, $30. Are you freaking kidding me? It wasn't even a rare title either. You know, it wasn't rare or nothing like that, which they wouldn't know nothing about that anyways. But if I ever get any games at Walmart, it's going to be brand spanking new, and see if they have any little extra things in there, because then I'll know that the price is justified, not something that's old. It doesn't work that way. But anyways, the here are the two keychains. As a matter of fact, it's a nice little green keychain here and a nice little purple one. That is the Tetris one, and that is the Puyo Puyo. It's a nice little green one. Looks like a little gumdrop or a little green turd nugget or booger or whatever you want to say. But yeah, these are nice little thingamajiggies right here. Really like them. Nice and cute. Don't know if I'll ever keep them on my keys because of the fact I already have one on there, and that's the Skyrim dragon that's on there. But I believe my girlfriend may actually enjoy them, so I'll probably just give them to her, or she can. Well, there's the game right there. I mean, it's the same, you know, as the box here itself. But anyways, or just keep them and go with them with there. Hang on a second. I need to drink something because my throat is fucked up. Okay. The next one that we got here on the list, and I just hit myself in the knee with it, is The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. Now, I've never been a person who has ever been big into roguelikes, never really cared about them or nothing. Saw that this was like a newer version, if you will, that was coming to Switch, and apparently it's like DLC or something that's going to be coming to PS4 and Xbox, PC, whatever. And honestly, a friend of mine actually had been talking about it quite a bit and said how much he loved it, and I was like, all right, I'm definitely going to check it out. I actually played a little bit of it, or I demoed it, I think on PS3 or PS4 at some point, didn't really get into it. But after hearing what this version has and all the extra little goodies that's in it and all the other extra stuff that's actually within the game itself, and when I say extra goodies in the case, I mean there's stickers in here, there's an instruction booklet in here that looks just like the original Legend of Zelda booklet with the gold paper and all of that. And there's also a reversible cover, which obviously I'm going to keep it just on that one because that one looks pretty freaking heavy metal if you ask me. Don't it look metal? It's awesome. There's another one too. There's like another cover or something of the game, but I don't know. I don't know where to find it. I think it's on Amazon. I don't know if it's just on Amazon itself or what the case may be, but yeah, you got that's the other cover that's right there. Of course, you see the game there. That's the other cover. That's more of a cartoony, you know, kind of thing, and I'm just like, no, I'm using the one that's more stylized. But there it is right there. That is really awesome. I really do like that. It looks just like it is from Legend of Zelda, because this is like a Zelda-esque game with the way that you go through the dungeons and all of that, and an old school Zelda game. And there is the stickers right there, as you can see. And of course there's one of Isaac crying his little eyes out because the main thing that you attack enemies with in the game is your tears. Of course, I'd probably do the same thing if my mama heard voices for me to be killed and then put me in the basement and I got to explore this labyrinth of bullshit all down in the bottom of my house, kind of thing. But yeah, I'm liking it from what I've experienced so far. It says back here there's over 600 different items, 13 unique playable characters, 180 individual enemy types, 90 plus terrifying deadly bosses, multiple difficulty settings and game modes, bestiary to record enemy encounters, 20 professionally animated cartoon endings, and many more secrets. Which obviously, yeah, since I've been playing this, I've made it to maybe the second or third room in the first basement, and yeah, I kept dying and going back to the beginning. But there seems everything is always randomized. There's always like new items and things that you're getting. So I'll just have to see how things progress as I go along go along in this. I've tried a few handhelds. I'm thinking of handhelds because I was looking at the Nintendo Switch. I've tried a few roguelikes before, or roguelites, whatever you want to call it. They've never really been my thing, honestly. But that one kind of really just struck a chord with me, and honestly, I can say that I don't regret it. So it's definitely one worth checking out. The next one we have here is Mario and Luigi Dream Team. I've always been a fan of the Mario and Luigi RPGs, or like Paper Mario as well, because I guess Paper Mario obviously had its RPG elements as well. Heard really good things about this. Really colorful, all of that. Only spent a little bit of time with it, but it's a Nintendo Selects, and that means that you actually have a discount. It was $20. It wasn't $40 because Nintendo doesn't know how to lower their prices. You know, I mean, you got PlayStation and Xbox that are beating them in system sales when the Wii U was around, before the Wii U had died, and they kept lowering prices on their games, kept selling them like crazy, still coming out on top. And Nintendo, while the Wii U was a great system and had great games, they never lowered the prices on their games. You know, their newer games gradually over time. They just kept them right there at that same price point. The damn game could be 3 freaking years old. It's still 40 or 60 freaking dollars. You got to be freaking kidding me. So yeah, anytime there's a Nintendo Select and there's a game or something that I see that I really want, I know I'm not going to get it any cheaper at all, brand new, unless somebody I know is selling it and they're selling it at a price that they're wanting to sell it at. You know, if a friend bought it or whatever, or they have it, whatever, and they set a price for it, I'm not going to get any cheaper than 20 bucks on a $40 game. So yeah, I had to go ahead and take advantage of that, because I knew I wouldn't have seen it anywhere else. If I got it online, it probably would have been the same price or more, so wasn't going to be dealing with that crap. The next one that I have on the list here is Gravity Rush 2. And I have the first one. I played a little bit of the, I played some of the first one. I got it on PS4, played it. Don't know how far I am into it. The second one is a lot better. I don't know where I'm at in the second one. I played more of the second one than I have the first one. But it's a heck of a lot more colorful. I'm really liking it. The only problem that I have is a damn camera. Sometimes it just wants to just get all foobar with you. Honestly, you're trying to control everything. Honest to God, I'm sitting there and I'm playing it and I'm like moving my head around and moving the control. You know how it is, like especially when you were younger and you're really getting into a video game and you're just like this and like this, or like you were driving and you're moving with it and all that. I can't help it. I can't freaking help it. I'm standing there and I'm moving myself and I'm like, if I move like this and move the camera, but I'm moving at the same time, and I'm just like this and like this and like this and this and this, you know. So that's probably the only complaint that I really have with this game, is a freaking camera. But anyways, besides that, besides the camera acting like it's a total piece of shit, it's a fun game. It really is. I'm enjoying what I've been playing so far, and I'm looking to go ahead and jump back into it again and see what more I have to find. I can't talk. The next one that I have here is Ukulele, and I went ahead and bought this used. I'm liking it somewhat, but then again, I'm not. I did have the Banjo-Kazooie games. The first one and the second one on N64. I never played Nuts and Bolts. I did have it when I had my Xbox One on that rare collection or whatever. And I don't know. This game is colorful, but I'm not really feeling it. I guess, yeah, when I was younger, I was like, oh my god, you know, platforming, this is great. And obviously the team is made up of members from Rare and all that, you know, and because you know, that was like another reason that I got it used, because I wanted to see if I could get it a little cheaper, you know, because I was really unsure about it. But I'm like, I don't really know unless I try it for myself. You know, just seeing stuff is one thing, but getting it into your hands is another thing. And so I went ahead, gave it a shot. I do like it. I do. The only thing is, I guess it's just not really what I'm feeling to play right now. But I have made it to the second world and going on from there. But overall, if you're really into like the Banjo-Kazooie games and the N64 platformers of old, then definitely, you know, go ahead and give it a shot, see what you think. I really do wish that you could turn off the voices in this. You know, it just sounds like a bunch of random crap. I just really wish you could turn those off, because they're annoying as shit. If I can just skip through those things, that would be great. Some of them you can, and other ones you can't. I can't talk tonight. It's late. I'm sorry. I'm just like screwed up in the brain. But see, I was making noises there myself, sounding like one of these damn animals in this damn game. Or just a whole bunch of mushmouth crap. You know, anyway, sometimes I have to actually just mute the TV so I don't hear it. I mean, I understand they're trying to look into what happened in the days of old, of the N64 days of platformers. but nah, I just those voices are really standing out for me, if you want to call them that. But anyways, yeah, it's a platformer. It's basically like the new age Banjo Kazooie, if you will, or Donkey Kong 64, if you will, or Conquer, just whatever. But for what it is, that's pretty much what it is, a new age kind of thing with that. The next one that we got here is Seventh Dragon Code the Third, Code VFO or VFD, because Japanese role-playing games. I mean, I'm a big RPG fan. I love Japanese role-playing games. I love Western role-playing games, but I swear some of the names that they give to these things make it seem like you couldn't have shortened that. You really couldn't have. And what does it really have to do with the game itself? Sometimes the title has to do with the game, and then other times it doesn't. And I'm just like, I don't get it. Anyways, we can just dive into here real quick and check this out. It obviously ended up coming with an art book, which deals with the various classes in the game, which you pick a class at the beginning, and then you pick two other ones, and you can have other ones throughout the game that you yourself create, and there's a few different customization options dealing with it, and there you go. You can have other games. I was just looking at the game inside the box here, but there's really no reason for me to show the game because it's the same as the outside of the box. I was just showing the art book that came with it. There's, you can have other party members in reserve if you want to, and just have them in your party whenever you see fit. It's pretty much like a dungeon crawler in a way. It's like a overhead dungeon crawler, and there's turn-based battles, obviously, and it's really cool. It's colorful. I need to get back into playing it some more, but I really think that it's really awesome, really interesting kind of thing. I've heard the story is pretty good on it too, from what I've heard. But yeah, if you're looking for an interesting JRPG, it's definitely one to check out. And you can only have like 3 people in your party. There's the main one that you had created, and then there's the other 2, which you create those 2, but you can only have 3 in your party at one time out of the various classes. So definitely looking forward to getting back into that again. And the next one I have here is a big old mamma jamma known as Persona 5. Really liking this game, really loving it. Just had to take a break from it for a while because I was playing other stuff, but looking to go back to it again for sure. Haven't beaten it just yet. This is one of the big titles of the year that everybody has been loving and just ranting and raving a whole lot about, and really loving it. That's the slipcase that it came in. And I actually did a little video on this of dealing with the steelbook case, and it's just so shiny and sexy and pretty. It's just so sexy. Anyways, but yeah, so it has the game on the inside, obviously, and you got the characters in there on the inside as well. Sorry for the glare of the screen there, but I had when I actually went to pre-order this, and the reason that I did was for me to be able to get the steelbook. They said, okay, well, you can take the controller skin or you can take the steelbook. I'm like, I'm going to take the steelbook because the steelbook will last forever, or as long as it stays intact until the end of time. Because that controller skin, I don't know if you can easily put it on and then easily take it off, or put it on and then it's just stuck there forever, or what the case may be. But knowing how I use my controllers and knowing how much I have to clean them every few weeks or every week, couple weeks, whatever, depending on how dirty they are, yeah, I'm not going to do that, damage it, mess it up, or whatever, and it'd just be a waste of a pre-order, if you will. But the reason that I did pre-order it is so I could have that steelbook, because that steelbook is sexy. But yeah. And the funny thing was, I was really wondering if I was even going to get it, because I'm not into the whole high school thing, when it deals with like anime and JRPGs. That's kind of a turnoff for me. I mean, I can deal with it if it has other content there that can really grab me and interest me, and that's what Persona 5 did, especially how stylish it is. That's what pulled me in for me to actually get it. But the whole high school thing, when it deals with anime and games and whatnot, that's just something that I just cannot get into. But I can look past it because of the fact of how stylish and crazy this game is, and just everything about it. And everything that other friends of mine have been saying about it has been phenomenal. So no doubt about it, I'm going to be jumping back into it again. The next one I have here is Styx, Shards of Darkness. This is a stealth fantasy game where you play as a goblin and you go and stab people in the neck from the darkness. That's all I got to say about that. No, I'm just kidding. There's it's pretty interesting. I played a little bit of the first one when I used to have PlayStation Minus, as I refer to it now, or PlayStation. We'll just say PlayStation Plus, but I call it PlayStation Minus for obvious reasons. But I had went ahead and played some of the first one when it was free on there, when I still had the subscription, and it was okay. But the second one here seems like it's a lot better. It looks better. It's more interesting. I've heard the story is better too. The voice acting is cool. It seems like there's more options and more gameplay in this than there was in the first one, at least from what I've experienced. But yeah, definitely if you're into like stealth fantasy games or whatever the case may be, definitely check it out. And this character actually came from the Orcs and Men game, the first one, and then Styx came out, which yeah, it was Styx, and then this other Styx one. I really want there to be a game in this series that deals with the huge orc. Like, have an awesome hack and slash game with him, or action RPG with him, or something along those lines. That's the only genres I can really think of that he would fit in. Is one of those is somewhere around there, or a hack and slash action RPG. That would be great to have. I don't know. I don't remember what the orc's name was, but he hasn't been getting any love, and I don't know if he dies in Orcs and Men or not. Maybe that's why they haven't used. I don't know. I haven't gotten far through the game or nothing, but if they could just create some type of orc or whatever from the franchise and be able to put him in a game like that, I would love that. That would be absolutely stupendous. The next one I have here is Dragon Quest Heroes 2. The first one was okay. I haven't finished the first one. I know I say that a lot on here. I haven't finished the first one, but from what I played of it, I liked it, but it had a whole lot of arena-style battle deals thingies going on. This one isn't like that. This one is interconnected environments, all in a big old hub world area. They're all interconnected, and you're running around in them. It makes it feel like it's kind of a open world action RPG in a ways. I mean, it's not open world as we know as open world being, but it's kind of along those lines of having big open areas to traverse through and all of that, and having just taken out a whole buttload of enemies. It's very colorful. It's very frantic. It's very awesome. Seems like there's more to leveling up with this, and I think there might be more characters in this time around for your party. I'm not really sure, but there's excuse me. There's that going on, and there's also party abilities you can give yourself as well. Some of these games I've actually have shown on here. I've done some streams of. So if you go on my channel and you want to check out any gameplay or just hear me act like a lunatic on there, then be my guest. That's what it's for. But yeah, definitely, if you guys were wondering about the Dragon Quest Heroes series, I think the second one is probably the best one to start with. I mean, from what I've seen, you don't need to play the first one, from what I've seen. But yeah, I put more time into this and got farther in this one than I have with the first one. I got farther in this one than I did with the first one. Okay, I'm just making sure my words are straight there. Sorry, I'm tired. Anyways, but yeah, definitely check it out. Definitely is worth playing. And the last one that I have here is Lego City Undercover. As you can see, it's in a big box there, and the reason for that is I don't need to show the game case because it's just going to look like the front of this, except for the Walmart exclusive police car mini build on the inside of the damn box. I'm going to give that to my girlfriend. She's a gamer too. It's like I'm the Jedi and she's the young Padawan, so I'm actually training her more in the ways of gaming. She's kind of been into gaming before, but I am bringing her more into it, So, but yeah, which is really cool and really awesome. But this right here is the little police build. Man, that's annoying. God, it's right up there in my ear, and I'm the one that's doing it too. It's just, might be able to pour some of these out on the ground and stop somebody from getting from you, since they're Lego pieces, and they just impale you in the foot and just rip your soul open, and you just bleed everywhere, and it's like, it's just heavy fucking metal with Legos in your feet. But anyways, we'll stop now. But yeah, it's a little, I guess, a little police car thingy, and I'll just let her build that. And Maybe I'll make a video of it, I don't know, and put it on my channel. But yeah, it's basically a good guy GTA, is what you can say it as. You play as a cop, the story is humorous, the characters are humorous. It's really another thing that I mean by the characters being so humorous is the fact that you have some of these parodies of other action movie characters. Like you have a Morpheus in there, you have a old school Sherlock Holmes and Watson in there, you have a Columbo in there, you have a Dirty Harry in there. You know, so it's just really funny how they manage to put little parodies of other action movie trope or cop characters in there. And you also have like a parody of a Starsky and Hutch in here too. It's great. It's an open world, and it's funny because, yeah, you jack cars from people, but you're a cop, and you're like, hey, I need this, you know, it's police duty, and you're like, oh, whatever, you know, so technically you're not jacking them, you're using them because you're a cop and you're a good guy and whatnot. But the gameplay is really simple, if you know that from Lego games and whatnot. You know, you go around, you solve little environmental puzzle thingies, if you will, with Legos, and you get other characters. You know how it is in Lego games, and you get other characters that you can use, other different skins of Lego characters and whatnot. But well, the main thing that I think that really stands out is the dialogue in this and the story. The gameplay is fun and it's there and it's simple and the open world is cool, but the main thing is like the story and the characters, because the dialogue and just the story is cool. You know, it obviously, yeah, you can have kids that'll play this, and they'll probably get some of the jokes and get the humor and whatnot. But then again, there is like adult-ish humor in here, and I'm not saying that as like bad or anything, because you know it's rated E for everyone, for crying out loud. You know, 10 plus, you ain't gonna have like a cop in there like, get out the fucking car before I shoot you with my Lego gun, and watch your little blood nuggets just shoot out of your head, all your just Lego studs just everywhere. No, it's not anything like that. It's not like GTA. You know, it's GTA for the good guys, if you will. There's jokes and things in there that only adults would probably get, you know, and it's definitely fun. It's definitely worth it. And I honestly, apparently it is the same developer. I honestly was wondering if I was even going to bother to get this, because when I heard that it was announced, I was kind of pissed off at them, because the previous game that I got from them, which is Titty Games, or I guess it's Traveler's Tales, The Hobbit. I love the Lord of the Rings. I love The Hobbit. I have the Lord of the Rings game. It has all 3 films in there. I have the Hobbit game. It doesn't have all 3 films in there. It doesn't. It has the first one, the second one, and the game stops. The game story proper stops right at the gates of Erebor. Yeah, you can go through and get all the other crap and all of that and characters and whatnot. That's not the point. The game is unfinished. It's unfinished. Now, Titty Games should have went and made it as free DLC for people who bought the game. That's what it should have been. I can understand them not wanting to release it because of the final movie that was coming out. Well, you should have released it after the movie came out. That's what you should have done, so people could get more bang for their buck. I felt like I got ripped off because I paid $60 freaking for a game that isn't complete. Not even DLC. And I know how we feel about DLC. Like, well, the game isn't complete, the DLC is out there. Well, for this, it should have been free DLC for people who bought the damn game, because you didn't include it in there to begin with. I was mad, dude. Because I was like, okay, well, they're going to wait a while. You know, I can understand if they were to release it like maybe a week or 2 or something after the movie came out, or maybe the day the movie came out, whatever the case may be, or they didn't want to spoil it. So, but then again, you kind of think of it like, yeah, it's using the same story. It's using the same story. But the fact of the matter is that they take liberties. Sorry, I'm trying to wipe something off of the daggum case over here. I guess I must have spit on it. Or get that off of there. Hang on a sec. Okay. It pissed me off. It did. I was mad. I was fit to be tied, man. You know, I mean, what type of age do we live in? Okay, I'm going way off the left field here, but I don't understand why that happened. They ended up announcing, because I was waiting and waiting and waiting for the final chapter of the Hobbit trilogy to come out. It's not even a freaking trilogy. It's not a trilogy in the game. It's just 2 games. It's just 2 stories that cut off right at the end, and the game isn't complete. I really do wish that there had been some type of petition or something that was started. I didn't think about it until later. Where, like, come on, man, release the final part. They announced like, oh, we aren't going to release the final film. Well, fuck you too, then. You know, I told myself, well, these guys are assholes. They didn't bother to release the final part, and I told myself, well, I'm just not going to bother to do any type of business or anything with them again. But then it seems like my ire went down a bit, and I noticed about Lego City Undercover. Didn't bother getting it on Wii U. Then I realized it was coming to PS4, and I went ahead and said, well, this damn thing should be complete. So, surely enough it is. At least I sure damn hope it is. I mean, I ain't got through the game yet, but I swear, dude, that really upset me. Because I hadn't bothered to play any of the Lego games except for Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. That's the only ones. And The Hobbit isn't freaking complete because they're assholes. Because they didn't do their job and complete the final part. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. If you know that it's going to be a trilogy, that's not a freaking trilogy. That's two. Two. Can you count 1, 2, and 3? There isn't a third one in there. Oh my gosh. So, oh, we're not going to release the final one. Fuck you too. I was so mad. I was just, I was pissed. You know, I was just like, yeah. I mean, if they were probably going to do something like that, which of course they wouldn't have announced that beforehand because then people wouldn't have bought it. Fuckers. But, anyways, they should have been like maybe $40 or something. You know, not a full 60, which is what I paid for it. So, anyways. But hopefully, Lego City Undercover isn't like that. Otherwise, I'm done with titty games. Just to put that out there. Because I figured, well, it's an open world thing. Story, characters, humorous. Go ahead, give it a shot. Seems okay. But I'm still freaking pissed off about the Hobbit deal. There weren't no damn reason for that. There was no reason for it whatsoever. You're just fucking lazy. That's all there is. Publisher, developer, whatever. Whoever it was that made that decision is an asshole. They're a freaking asshole. Now I'm getting into rant mode here. Because it wasn't freaking complete. It wasn't complete. Whoever did it is an asshole. But I digress. I'm going to go ahead and end this now because this went on just a little bit longer than I had planned for it to. So, anyways, I will end this like I always do. Later, taters.